Hey everyone, it's Evangeline, and today we have the Saris MHS Uno bike rack. This is going to be an accessory to your MHS base, available either as a separate tray you can add onto your current system, or you can get the full kits here on our website. Today, we're going to talk about its different features, how you use it, as well as some popular combinations you might be using it with. If you're not familiar with the Saris MHS line, this is the modular hitch system from Saris, where you can mix and match different hitch-mounted accessories onto your MHS bases. And the Uno is going to take up one slot on your MHS. Now, the MHS Duo bike racks are probably my favorite electric bike racks because, true to the MHS line, super sturdy, super solid, but also super heavy. And that's where the Uno trays come in. If you like that premium style of carrying around your bikes where there's zero frame contact and it makes it very easy to mount and dismount your bikes, but you don't want to carry around a lot of weight, the Uno tray is something worth looking into. The name Uno comes from the type of bike carrier that it is. While the Duo is a dual wheel mount rack holding your bike by the front and the rear wheel, the way this works is you have this mount for your front wheel, and then you have a strap in the back for your rear wheel, maintaining that zero frame contact. What this does a little bit differently is the way that Saris designs its front wheel mount as well as its cradle. So you have that cradle supporting at the bottom, and then you have that front wheel mount sitting parallel. You can see that angle right there, supporting your bike's tire from the top. And because of this angle, you have that strong and sturdy fit that Saris is known for, while still giving space for fenders in case your bike has them. But before we take this any further, let's take this outside on our test course so you can see it in action. So we drove around our parking lot where we have our bumps course, and we also make our quick turns. And what I've noticed is that it doesn't have any more movement than most front wheel mount bike racks. You see here during the speed bumps that yes, there is a little bit of wobble there, but everything is very secure and very sturdy. Even during our quick stop, we did see the bike move a little bit, but everything stayed in place. Onto our slalom, where we make sharp turns around the parking lot. This is where we see it being at its most stable. One key thing to note here is that the pedals don't move, and that's always something I enjoy seeing. So pretty much standard result here from our test course with our bike rack. There's definitely a little bit of movement there, more than the Duo would give, but still very good overall. Loading and unloading your bike is going to be a 3-step process. So we're going to take our bike off and go through those steps. We have our rear wheel strap, and this secures the back of the bike. For those different wheelbases, you can adjust this back and forth along the tray. Up front, we have our front wheel mount. And notice this hole over here? Well, with your MHS base, you do get some extra lock cores, and that's where you put them in so that your bike rack is key-to-like to your base tray. We're not using it right now, so it is in the unlocked position, which allows us to first press the lever of our mount and then move this into its outer position. And then we press the lever up top, and this allows us to adjust our mast. We are going to bring this all the way down so that we can unload our bike. Unlike the Duo, where you can get a ramp added, the Uno does not have that compatibility. From here, we can then just either try to roll our bike down or grab it and then go. That front wheel cradle will have 3 different positions, all the way down to the ground in order to make it easier to mount and dismount your bike, in the 45-degree angle in order to secure your bike, and then you can bring it all the way down to your tray, so make it easier and neater to store. What I have noticed with the MHS is while they put a lot of effort into the sturdiness of all of the components, you do sacrifice a little bit of the modularity when switching the trays in different configurations or on different bases or with other accessories. What I mean by that is you can adjust everything to your needs, but it does take a little bit of extra work. Let's start with changing the orientation of your Uno tray. For your different bases, you might find a better experience if you have the front wheel facing the other way when you do the add-ons, or if you do like 3+1 with different trays, or the basket or the add-on tray, then finding the best fit for you is super important to make sure your bikes are carried properly. But when you rotate the tray, you also need to move that front wheel mount. There are 6 bolts you're going to have to loosen, and you're going to be using your smaller 4mm Allen key. There is one included with your kit. We're going to start with these outer 3, the ones right by our cradle. So go ahead and loosen those. With those 3 bolts removed, you can then remove the arm. Now what I do is I put at least one of the bolts right back in, just because there's a plate back there that you want to make sure does not shift around. Going to the other side of that cradle, you have another 3 bolts, and these are holding in the plastic cover. Move the arm over, making sure that the holes line up, and then pop those bolts back in. Don't forget to put all the bolts back in and just double check them when you're done. But with that, you were able to switch your arm around, which then allows you to flip the entire tray around. Now I'll have this in the 45-degree angle just to make it easier for you to see how the collar works. This is going to be the exact same collar for all your MHS accessory trays. In order to adjust that collar, make sure to find the tool included with your tray. This is going to be a special security tool, which in reality is a T40 Torx wrench with a hole cut out of it. So this is going to be used to loosen this bolt underneath your collar. Once you get it pretty loose, I do recommend holding on to your Uno tray. That way, when you have this loose enough where you can pop that lever out, just like that, you can then grab the tray to prevent it from falling, push this out of its slot on the base, and then remove it. Now you can either attach it to a different slot, turn it around, or in special situations, replace the collar for the add-on stand and use this as an add-on tray instead. When using the Uno tray with add-ons, here's an example of not the best combination. So we currently have the Duo as an add-on and then the Uno as a base tray. So right off the bat, you can see that we do have some clearance issues with the arm of the Duo and the arm of the Uno. So the solution to this would be to switch spots. Put the tray on the base collar and then put the Uno tray on the add-on stand, and that would solve your clearance issues. If you already have the MHS base and you're looking for an add-on, you can find this on your own. Or if you want to jump into the MHS and you want a full kit, you can also find those here at etrailer. But right here, right now, this was a look at the Saris MHS Uno single bike rack for your MHS system. My name is Evangeline, and I hope you enjoyed the journey here at etrailer.com.